in a stolen car. I fucked up so bad outside the bar. Heading out as far away I can. Heart is pounding, got so damn out of hand. Doing 90 through the city night. Nothing's ever gonna be alright. Life will never be what it was. Hands are shaking, 'cause now my future is crashing down on me. They try to kill me when I fall back. I crack the scotch with a baseball bat. But justice will never make this right. I need to run and stay out of sight. And the truth, it was me or them. Now for a lifetime I'm content. I could forget my old set way of life. I go to prison or die.
All right. Hi, hello, mabuhay, and welcome to Voice or sorry, Voice talaga. Virtual Night Out. This is Chris Lina, and thank you so much for tuning in. Maraming salamat sa mga nanonood ng episode na to. And thank you so much sa mga sumusuporta sa show, sa lahat ng shows ng ating friends really. This is very helpful in actually I'm still sharing the live as we go. And thank you rin sa mga nag-share, nagla-like, and nagsusubscribe sa ating page. Before we go any further, if you're watching this live, please click on or go to the comment section, type in hashtag VNO Live and hashtag VNO Replay if you're gonna watch this on replay. Ayan. Ito, sorry, I'm still resharing the page. I'm a bit sick right now, so no worry. We're gonna proceed with this episode still. I know without any issues or without any problems. But before that, yun, gusto ko ipakilala na ang ating mga guests before we go any further. Kasi ang laking tulong, especially ng isa sa ating mga guests ngayon sa naging takbo ng virtual night out, ng voice night out way back when we were part of a different company, if you may say that. But yeah, that's just the point. This person has been very helpful in everything, in the endeavor of the show. I'm still sorry. Inaayos ko lang po ang aking screen. Sorry, but yeah, this person has been very vital. Mula nung well, I can't say really that she volunteered because nobody was volunteering back then, but she took the challenge of using or actually being a part of Voice Night Out way back then. And ang saya lang din dahil nagkatagpo lang yung mga hilig namin and everything else. Nakita natin yung personality niya. She's more of an introvert, but eto na, we're gonna get to know her more. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Joyce Mancho. We know her as Joyce.
Hi.
Hi, kumusta naman?
Good evening, everyone. And what a great introduction. Thank you.
Ano ka
Pero,
ba?
yun nga.
Tayo-tayo lang din, 'di ba, nagtutulungan. And yun nga, masaya ako
True.
dahil finally nandito ka na. Um,
After so many days, wait, months
Actually,
na pala.
months na,
Months.
months na,
Months
months
na,
na.
grabe.
Actually, ang saya lang din. And yun nga, I don't know really how to or what to feel at this point dahil ang first time mo dito. But
Mm.
I'm gonna make an announcement later on about the entire changes that would happen in the show. Yun, salamat. Next, papakilala din natin ang isa sa iyong close friends. Actually, ang saya lang din dahil naging game siya talaga dito. Naging game itong taong 'to.
Mm.
He I don't know really paano natin nakumbinsi na mag-guest siya dito. But kalat ka rin ba 'tong
Malibreng
friend
boost.
mo? Libreng booze.
Libreng
Well,
booze, actually.
actually, yeah, sige. Actually, that's what I'm looking for right now na magkaroon ng actual night out. And yun na nga ang isa sa mga mangyayari soon when it comes to the
Mm.
virtual night out. Nagkakaroon hindi lang virtual, ng actual night out na rin tayo. Yan. Well, anyway, I'm really really happy to have this person as one of the guests. Nag-guest na siya sa atin dati back in Voice Night Out, but anyway, we welcome him back with open arms. Let's all welcome our friends call him Baby Boy. I don't know why. Let's I don't know talaga. Let's welcome Raf Andrada. Baby Boy.
Woo!
Baby Boy
Hey
Raf.
guys, good evening. Hi.
Good evening. Kamusta?
Baby boy pala ha.
Baby boy. I don't know really what happened there, but
Sorry.
sabi nila baby boy.
Sorry.
uh, how are you guys? I
Bakit,
mean,
bakit
how's
kaya?
life? But
Hectic. I don't know.
hectic. Um,
Medyo
Hectic.
kakaluto lang eh. Then
Mm,
later
Kakalo.
swimming.
mm,
Yes.
Wow,
mm,
grabe
Oo.
naman.
Mm.
nice.
Nice.
Kaya yun.
Swimming.
Swabe
Iba
yan
rin
ha.
si ano yung choice, ha?
Ah.
Suabe.
Mm,
Indeed, suabe.
that's
Ikaw,
Iron Man
Raf,
ka.
kamusta?
Ito bro, kakatapos lang ng finals namin so medyo sabaw pa
Uy,
ako. Hardcore sabaw ako ngayon.
hardcore sa ba?
Hardcore. O kaya yan,
Well,
iinom
sana
mo lang
no.
Hardcore
yan, pre.
sabaw.
Kung may actual na night out lang din talaga tayo, 'di ba? A drink
Mm,
would be very helpful. Ang saya sana,
mm,
no? But don't worry, we'll make it happen. We will make it happen. So salamat po sa
yeah
mga
man.
nanonood.
Mm,
Thank you, Catherine Red
mm,
Mataganas or Meme K. We call her Meme K. Thank
Uy,
you
si
for
Baby K.
watching.
Hello.
Hello po. Yes to actual night out. Yes, that's one of the things. I'm gonna announce it as early as now. Gagawin nating podcast and vlog type ang virtual night out. We're gonna go live every now and then, but not as often, not every week. Kasi medyo nahirapan tayong sustain, lalo na may
Mm-mm.
changes sa company ko. So working. I'm on my break right now, but yun nga, meron changes lang din sa scheduling. That's fine. I mean,
Mm-mm.
my company's that great, and we're now part of the London Stock Exchange group. So medyo big changes, at least for me in my career, in my actual work. But yun, I'll try. I will still keep the virtual night out. In a different format, video podcast siya. Live would be every few months or so, or every couple of months. Pero meron pa rin tayong live, meron tayong video podcast and reviews, really. But the live session would be lessened. But we'd have more interaction. Yun nga, magkakaroon tayo ng mga actual, what do you call this? Actual night outs. Sana, Raf, makasama ka doon.
mm.
Sana talaga.
Sure ball, sure
Sana.
ball. Basta
Yun!
may alak bro na ako.
G for
Yun,
everything.
yan. Di
Yan.
marami akong
Taol.
sasagutin na alak yan. Basta, or if ever,
Taol.
totoo yan. I'm not
Mm,
kidding. I kid you not. So anyway,
mm,
thank you both for joining. And ang topic natin talaga kasi is about opinions and fake news.
Mm-mm.
It's gonna be
mm,
a bit light, pero a
Mm-mm.
bit serious na rin in a way.
mm,
Um, Here's the cases.
mm. Yeah.
I just want to ask straight up kasi medyo limited din yung
Mm,
oras natin.
Mm.
Opinions versus fake
mm.
news. Where do you source your news na lang or your facts? Yun
Sino
muna.
mauna? Si Ralph
Ah,
or ako?
Raf muna siguro. Sige.
Uh,
Law student for today. Go
um,
lang.
my for me, like I don't like just getting straight up from posts on Facebook. I usually wait for yung official news outlets to come out with their post, and then usually
Mm,
even then I don't even buy it. Like I'd wait like when if like my official reports, like if it's like a thing, I wait for like yung
mm.
mga reports from the cops, and
Ah,
honestly sometimes we can't even trust that. So even then, I'd like
actually.
wait for official news from like what the court would say. I mean, or at least that's from my part, because
Mm,
I'm a law student, so like
Mm.
I wait for
I
the
understand.
actual legal
Mm.
reports. Pero yeah,
Mm,
Mm.
generally I'd wait for like the official news outlets rather than relying
Mm.
on like general posts on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Kasi minsan ano eh, like the story gets blurred sometimes from the post, right?
Ah,
Mm-mm.
So I'd really wait for like yung official statements and everything. Get the
okay,
facts
okay.
straight.
So so the main source well ng facts kasi all these are
Mm,
just news or probably some are
Mm-mm.
yeah.
opinions, but
Mm,
at least your source of facts are reports, the
mm,
verified
yeah.
reports. Tama? Okay.
Yes.
How about you?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Joyce? Anong perspective nun eh?
I would just like to add, since
Mm,
nasabi niyo na rin naman yung regarded sa mga news outlets, kasi yun,
mm,
verified, of course, rather than going for bloggers, bloggers ba tawag
mhm.
sa kanila?
Yeah.
Or peddlers, whatever. But, but it's just that if it's a breaking news, you have to wait for a couple of days for
Mhm,
um yung whole story. Because if
mhm,
you're just going for the bits of the information, you tend to
mhm,
create biases. You tend to
mhm,
create your own conclusion. So parang maraming conspiracy theories. So
mhm,
while facts have many or different kind of perspective or maraming mukha ang katotohanan, it just points out na meron pa ring common denominator sa facts sa kahit
mhm,
anong anggulo. So yun, you have to source to a credible outlets kung ano yung
mhm,
verified. Like for example, yung Official Gazette ng Pilipinas,
mhm.
um, or media outlets.
Media
I'm
outlets.
not gonna
Okay.
mention
All
whatever.
right.
Yun.
Okay,
Mm,
ang ganda ng mga parehong perspective eh. I like what you
mm,
pointed out, Joyce, about the common denominator. But
Mm.
here's a question. But before we ask that question, hello kay Maki Maglonzo. Thank you so much for watching. Hello daw from Australia,
Wow.
Paranaque. That's very and that's an old joke yung mga ganong joke. No, just kidding. Thank you, Maki. Salamat sa panonood. But yun nga, common denominator. So, are we saying that if it is common, it's most likely gonna be true?
Most probably.
Most probably.
Pero,
Okay.
mm,
Okay.
depende rin sa credibility ng tao na
mm,
nagsasabi nun. Di ba?
Okay. All right. All
Mm.
right.
I mean,
Okay. Depend.
people
Yeah.
could say na ito yung mukha ng katotohanan. And it just so happens they're on the same side of
Mm-hmm.
something. So, it tells you a lot kung anong klaseng information they're feeding you.
Mm-hmm.
Kumbaga. Mm-mm.
Ganda. Okay. So a big factor yung credibility.
mm,
And then
Mm.
I guess I got it from both of you that you need to spend or you need to wait a couple of days or you need to wait some time. You need to wait some time for you to verify if the news is indeed true, right?
Mm-mm.
mm.
Kasi especially you Ralph, Raf
Yeah.
as a student of law, this is essential para sa eh,
Yeah.
'di ba?
Yeah. Very, very much.
Very, 'di ba? Kasi,
Yeah.
I've been a geek
Yeah.
when it comes I've been
Yeah.
attending, trials
Mm,
kasi back then
yeah.
nung high school
Mm,
ako, as a hobby lang,
mm.
Diyos ko lang mag-observe ng tao.
Oh, wow.
Hindi, seryoso nga. Kasi I'm a geek when it comes to psychology, body
Mm,
language,
yeah.
language and all
Yeah.
together.
Mm,
Pero yun nga, that's a very, very interesting topic that
mm,
we need to wait
mm.
a few days pa. It's a
Yeah.
very
Mm-mm.
good one that you guys
Mm,
pointed out. We need to wait a few days for it to be credible. So, could it be too late for us to know the facts? Uy, alam ko nga yung totoo pero baka too late na.
mm, mm,
Could it sometimes be the case, right?
Mm-mm.
Ang
mm,
labo lang, no? I mean,
mm,
it's a
Mm.
sad reality, but I guess most of us have experienced that, no?
mm,
It's too late
Mm-mm.
now, but at least we knew the truth, and that's
mm,
the actual
Mm-mm.
truth.
yeah. Mm,
Now, the reason why I came up with this topic kasi until the weekend wala pa tayong topic eh. Talaga na
Mm.
pag-uusapan.
yeah.
The only reason
Yeah.
is ang ganda kasi na meron ako nabasa, hindi ko na siya makalkal ngayon. But nadaanan ko
Mm,
lang isang post ng isang friend ko. And their source, parang dapat nanonood ka at nagbabasa ka rin, sabi niya. Saan
mm,
mo naman ako
Mm-mm.
pagbabasahin? Sabi niya.
Mm-mm.
Joyce, you know this person na very, very provocative yung mga posts. May isang sumagot sa
Mhm.
kanya na very fan ng president, ng administration. Sabi niya, mag-TikTok ka rin kasi. So
What?
that exactly. Pino-point out niya na information in TikTok is
Jesus
credible.
Christ. Jesus Christ.
I know, right? Kaya I already have that ready at this point. Kasi, all
Okay.
right, you'll see posts like, um, I'll, this one for me is, teka, nag-ano siya naglo-load lang.
Mhm.
This person or this user for me is well, I haven't researched much, but I'm sure you've seen one or two of her videos. She's in a lab gown and she talks about,
No. I
no,
don't
you
know
haven't.
her.
All right.
No.
I tried to share one of her videos. Like I don't know really. Ito, like masama daw bang maligo pag may period?
Masama daw maligo kapag may period? Sino may sabi niyan? Aawayin ko. Hindi po masamang maligo kapag meron kang buwanang dalaw. Hindi po papasok yung tubig sa ulo mo o kung saan man parte ng katawan mo para baliwin ka nito. Maligo ka para hindi ka bumaho at hindi kung ano-ano yung tumutubo dyan sa katawan mo. Okay? Ingat!
So, why am I
What?
pointing this one out? 'Di ba?
Yeah.
Mm,
Um, teka lang kasi wearing a lab gown, does that make you credible? 'Di ba?
no.
No,
Um,
absolutely not.
no, 'di ba? That's one
Yeah.
of them. And people believe these shit, right? These
Yeah.
stuff. 'Di ba? That's I just pointed it out like diet kung ano man. Meron pang iba na they just action and then texts appear and just because they're wearing a lab gown or a scrub suit, it could make them reliable or credible. Now, looking at her profile, balik natin yung screen looking at her profile, she's a registered medical or tama MT, RMT. What's
Mm.
RMT?
Pharmacist?
Medical technologist. Medical technologist.
Medical technologist. Yes,
Mm.
a med tech talking about nosebleed. A med tech talking about kulite.
Mm.
Don't get me wrong. This is taught
Mm.
across all.
Mhm.
I'm a nursing
Yeah,
graduate. I'm a
of course.
registered nurse by
Mhm.
profession. I'm sure nagkaroon siya ng subject about anatomy and physiology, right?
Mhm.
Mm.
Um, but the thing is, expertise does not fall or this is not her expertise. That's what I'm
Mhm.
saying, right?
Yes.
But people believe this. I know kasi that we're all on the same page dito. That's gonna
Yeah.
be hard to have a
Mm.
very concrete discussion. But the thing is, um, what do you think is the problem here? Why do people believe um, whatever they're saying? Not particularly this person, but
Mhm.
people on TikTok or any other social media.
Depende rin kasi kapag
Mhm.
maganda yung tao
Mhm.
or gwapo.
Mhm.
'Di ba? Like,
Mhm.
halo
Yes,
effect.
actually.
Halo
Mhm.
If
effect. Okay,
if
actually.
someone is saying something, you would um
Mhm.
immediately think that it's true kapag, if that person is appealing, 'di ba? Or the
Mhm.
color of the skin of the person, of the ethnicity of the person. It
Mhm.
goes beyond the biases of the people. Kaya sa tingin ko yun yung ano.
Mhm.
Okay.
And siguro yun din yung follower count, 'di ba?
Okay.
Mas magiging credible
Mhm.
in a sense kapag maraming
Mhm.
tao yung nagfo-follow sa account mo for some
Uh-huh.
reason. I don't know,
Mhm.
yung mga influencer phenomenon, tama ba?
Mhm.
Mga
Yeah,
ganun.
Mhm.
So yun yung take ko dun.
I see.
Mhm.
Raf, do you agree or do you have a different take?
Wait, nakamute
Yeah,
ba
I
ako?
heard, do
Okay.
you agree? I got war
Sige lang, okay.
flashbacks. I was about to say no. But
Ayun,
Kayo kayo
hello?
lang eh, no?
agree, matik no dapat eh. But
Okay,
yeah,
sige.
I do agree naman about
Mm,
the halo effect. If the person's good looking, then yeah, a lot of
Mhm.
the time you're going to take their word for it. And another
mm,
factor I think is a lot of people they just assume the person is correct. They don't bother to do any fact
Mhm.
checks. They're like, oh
mm,
hey, that's cool.
true,
What
true.
angas
Mhm.
nun Swabe yun Then they don't bother to do a background check. So
Mm,
that's one of the
mm,
other things. And then and the fact that in or at least in this case in particular, that she's wearing a lab gun, right? So it gives off
Mm-mm.
that false sense of credibility. I mean, maybe
Mm-mm.
probably she is credible when it comes to medtech matters, right? But maybe
Mm-mm.
in this particular area, yung actual medical stuff, or at
Gynecology.
least yeah, medicology, then I don't know. Maybe she is good, maybe she isn't, but like that's not her field of expertise. But what I mean to say is, yung lab gun gives off that illusion na
Mm-mm.
Illusion.
yun talaga yung expertise niya, even if it might not be the case. So yun, I guess yung pinaka-point ko is, a lot
Mm.
of it is that people don't bother to do a simple
Ah,
background check, simple research check. That's why so many people might be fooled, or they'll just take it at first glance.
ang galing, no? I'm just appealed by, well, really, ang laki, it's very alarming, and dahil lang doon, dahil tamad lang ang tao, nagiging, well, credible na sila,
Mm-mm.
or nagiging
Mm-hmm.
accepted na yung,
Mm-hmm.
or nagiging fact na yung
Mm-hmm.
ganitong mga bagay. This person as
Mm-hmm.
well,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him kasi in groups, in Facebook groups or group chats, madalas ko nakikita sinishare 'tong mga 'to by family members who are concerned about their family members. Um, Yun lang din. It's very alarming. And I'm not raining on their parade.
Mm-hmm.
Kaya ko rin sinishare to. It's just that what you guys pointed out is great. Like, due diligence. Yun nga. Fact check
Mm-mm.
pa afterwards, di ba? Or get relevant, or get other sources aside from TikTok. Ang grabe kasi. Seryoso yun. May nakita ako talaga. DDS ka kasi. Hindi, mag-TikTok ka kasi. Ganon yung sinabi. Ganun. So, we're not gonna go into the DDS, Dilawan shit muna. But then, promise, ang ganda lang din ng mga ganung bagay. Ang ganda lang din na nakakakita ka ng gano'n. So, I'm talking about one of my friends, si Boom Buhay, na, excuse me, na siya ay, what do you call this? Na siya ay a known person na masyadong matalas ang dila at inaatake ang
Mm-mm.
president, actually. That's one thing I can say. Inaatake.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Na. Very opinionated. And that's actually where something that I want to drive a discussion point on din. Teka, bago yan. Uy, hello kay Jama. Thank you so much for watching. Um,
Uy. Hi,
Salamat, Doc
Doc.
Jama. I hope you're well na. Nakita ko naka-swero ka kamakailan, or naka-IV line ka. So I hope. Speaking of doctors, ito, credible na doctor yan, si Doc Jama. Yan. Okay, so talking about this, all right, I'm not gonna go into the phrase. I'm not gonna go into the person, but look at this scenario. You see a picture, you see a phrase, a quote, and that person who allegedly said that. It is easy to create these, right?
Mm.
Especially but how would you
Mm-hmm.
find out, or how would you know if that person indeed said that? Or do you even bother checking? Well,
Ay,
what do you guys do?
okay,
Kunwari,
I
may
go
ganyan. Go. Sige.
ano,
Mm-hmm.
well, I don't really, you know, parang wala rin akong pakialam sa mga ganyang statement. Kasi most of the time, it's edited, 'di ba?
Mhm,
Lalo yung mga ganitong,
Tama, tama.
oo,
mhm,
lalo yung mga ganyang emphasis.
Mm-hmm.
Tingnan mo,
Mm-hmm.
lalo na 'tong tao. Let's see, does that person really look
mhm.
like a teenager? 'Di ba hindi? It could have been
Okay.
misrepresented or
Alright.
misquoted to someone else.
Okay.
Then it sasalpak lang
Mm-hmm.
yung mukha mo. And then
Okay.
trolls will go after you. And
Mhm,
that sucks. Kasi bullying yun
Mm-hmm.
eh, cyberbullying.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
mhm,
very rampant in our society right now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now na
Mm-hmm.
lockdown, di ba? It's
Yes.
really easy to go and Photoshop everything.
mhm.
Especially na yung quotation. Tapos, you know how things work. So yun
Yeah.
lang. We don't have to take everything like seriously on the internet just because your face is plastered
Mm-hmm.
there. Someone else's
Yeah.
no,
Mm.
name is plastered
Mm-hmm.
there. So yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
How about you, Raf? What's your take when it comes to, well, seeing a quote in a person?
Honestly, when I read those kind of stuff on Facebook, I kind of just skip through it because and like what
Mm,
Joyce said,
Mm-hmm.
um, like it could be highly edited. Like it's so
mm,
easy to just take someone's picture, write a couple of
mhm,
words, and then just slap the picture on it. Like you saw, like it's all over the internet. Like you see those memes, they'll have some weird, random ass quote,
mm.
and then they'll put Albert Einstein. Like, yo, nigga, what? Yeah, they'll say like Albert Einstein. They'll have the most ridiculous quote. Like it's that easy to do. So at its face, I would kind of just disregard it, unless, of course, it comes from like a credible source. Then maybe I would believe it. But if it's just like kung kanino lang galing, di ko na lang
Ah,
pinapansin eh. Kasi it's like it might be true, it might not be true. But the thing is, the person, I don't know that is. He might not be credible. So I'm not gonna bother taking that into consideration or account or anything. Like, wala magsasayang na ako ng oras doon eh.
yep. Okay.
True.
I
Mm-mm.
see.
Yeah.
Here's another. Actually, it's meant to be a joke, but here's a proof that it's that
Mm.
easy, right?
Bakit
Yeah.
no? Ultimate meme.
Uy,
Enraged.
totoo kaya yan? Alam ko may
We'll
avoid
never know.
pa eh.
Never know,
Teka,
man.
yun nga eh. Opinion lang ba to? Or is it a joke? Or totoo nga ba talaga? We'll never know.
Alam ko totoo
Pero
yan eh.
who are you to say that it's not, di ba?
Mhm. Yeah, exactly.
True.
Ayun.
Exactly,
But before
exactly.
that, batiin lang natin si Denise. Thank you so much for watching. Uy, gwapo
Oh, nice
Hi, baby.
too.
Hi,
You
baby.
naman.
know.
Love you.
Uy.
You
Yee.
know.
Shout
Hello
out
din
to
kay Chino.
shout out sa girlfriend ko si Denise. Hi baby, love you. And shout out
Yee.
pa sa broad ko si Chino. Oh, sa bad.
Uy, nice.
Shout out.
Same,
Love you, bad.
ka-org mo sa ano, sa school.
Mm. Yeah,
Nice.
si Chino.
Nice, nice. So, hello sa inyo, Sir Chino. Yan. So, yan, just put in your comments, guys. Your shout outs, I really, really appreciate it. And also join our discussion. Put in your opinions, your comments, and fake news. If you want to include fake news dyan sa comment section, then go ahead. That's our topic anyway. Ang saya lang din kasi it is very easy, di ba? And
Mm-mm.
here's the case. Here's one thing that ano din. Here's one thing that bothers me. Sometimes, um, wag na to. Let's go back to the other one. But I'm not sure if it is still relevant, pero teka, I'm gonna get another one. But what I'm trying to point out here is, minsan,
Mhm.
people dwell more on an opinion statement like this. Diba?
Mm.
Do you experience people na would repost? Have you seen these on your
Mm-mm.
news feed and then
Mm.
repost with their own opinion on top as a caption of this as a repost,
Yeah.
di ba?
Because
Mm.
it
Yeah.
evokes emotion eh.
Mm.
Mas maraming tao yung maproprovoke
Mm.
mo
Mm.
if it's something controversial, kumbaga.
Mm.
Mm.
Yun lang. Parang the
Ang
society right
galing.
now.
Ang galing eh, no? I mean,
Mm.
that's how our society is right now, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Ang saya lang din. It's sad at the
Mm.
same time. Well, it's sad,
Mm.
most of it is sad,
Yeah.
but it para sa akin naaliw ako kasi I'm really amazed on how people behave
Mm.
really. Sometimes it's
Mm.
Mm.
stupid, but sometimes it's fun for me to watch how people are easily manipulated
Yeah.
by emotions, right?
Mm.
Mm.
Uh, 'Di ba? Ang saya lang din kasi I hope I could show you that phrase kasi meron talaga
Mm.
nagsabi sa kanya na
Mm.
mag-TikTok ka kasi. Yun talaga that's what brought this one about kasi
Mm.
TikTok is the source of the
Yeah.
information. This one, ito. It's a comment. It's supposedly a Twitter post from DJ Chacha.
Oh dear.
Uh, diba? This is talking about
Mm.
the bakla incident, right? Ayun.
Mm.
So anyway, um Okay. Sometimes it could be funny as this,
Mm-mm.
because it is true, right? Um, but then, teka, do we repost, or do we see these as
Mm-mm.
glorified statements ng taong sikat, and then we repost them, and then nagiging viral and such? I don't know.
Mm-mm.
It's just my observation. But how do you feel about people reposting opinions then?
It
Opinion.
magnifies kasi
Mm-mm. Yeah.
yung yung gravity ng statement ng isang celebrity,
Mm-mm.
lalo na sa isang bago or hot
Mm-mm.
issue.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Tapos, especially if the people are siding with that celebrity,
Mm-mm.
matik yun, magiging viral yun.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Kahit isang tweet or
Uh-huh.
statement sa radyo or statement sa TV,
Mm-mm.
it goes without saying, yung following ng taong yun, it
Mm-mm.
influences yung mindset ng tao, parang nagkakaroon ng diversion, tama
Mhm.
ba? Ay,
Yeah.
division
Division.
Yeah.
on people's opinion,
Mm-mm.
kumbaga. Oo,
Mm-mm.
nagkakaroon ng ganun.
Mm-mm.
Very
But,
polarizing, no? Yeah,
mm-mm.
go ahead,
Very,
Raf.
very polarizing. Actually, I have a lot to say about
Sure,
this
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing. Yeah.
Go
Sige
ahead.
nga, sige. Go
I
ahead,
mean, go
sige.
lang, medyo law related, pero unang-una, like,
Mhm.
I'm not against people reposting their opinions or giving their own opinion kasi, ayan, unang-una, constitutional right yan, freedom of speech shall not be
Mm-mm.
abridged, right? I mean, granted
Yes.
that provision was directed against the government. No law shall be passed to abridge the freedom of speech. But to take guidance from the U.S. case of Stevenson versus Texas, this does not only apply to the government, or at least in the U.S. That's how it's
Yeah.
interpreted. No,
Yep.
you're not allowed to just shut someone else down like that.
Uh-huh.
So, like as far as goes, reposting, giving your own opinions on it, go lang. Wala akong pake dyan,
Mm-mm.
right? Mayan.
Mm-mm.
But the
Okay.
effect, like what Ace said, right? It does tend to magnify, right? It does tend to
Mm-mm.
create a magnification effect between the people, and it tends to create divisions and everything. Everyone gives their own opinion, like no matter how good, might be bad, but then again,
Mhm.
it's just an opinion. No matter how absurd it might be, no
Yep.
matter how
Mm-mm.
unjustified it might be, eh, putya opinion mo yun, wala akong magagawa dyan.
Yeah,
But
true.
I guess this is just a personal feeling, ha? Kasi
Yeah, yeah, go.
where this
Ang
where this
sayahe.
thing came from, right? Where this or at least the issue, right? It came from from the
Mm.
Serna case, yung comments
Yes.
ni di ko na sasabihin yung pangalan, baka ma-hunt down pa tayo dito.
Ah,
But
Amen.
alam
but
mo
yeah,
na.
it came from that.
So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but the thing is, like, go ahead, pero I'm not saying it should be controlled. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
ayan, freedom of speech, but it tends to create that very, 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 very negative effect where people, like, even without knowing the facts of the case, like the
Mhm.
true facts, the very verified facts, it tends to become very, very loud, right? So the actual things that happen
Mhm.
are clouded out by whatever bullshit people are saying, and
True.
um, like actually and then especially when it comes to the actual suspects and the victim of the case, right? So people don't know what
Mm-hmm.
to think. It tends to cloud the facts, and people won't
Mm-mm.
understand the judgment. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like the best way, like I to just quote a decision of the Supreme Court. I think it was, I forgot the exact name, but they said that
Mhm.
in the case of Estrada, yung draft case, there's a
Mm.
difference between a public trial and a publicized trial. So it's like,
Okay.
even without giving them a fair chance to be heard, it's like
Mm.
putting them already on the pedestal. Like, you're not giving them
Mm-mm.
a fair chance. Like, that's the effect it creates. I mean, that's the ultimate effect. Pero
Mm-mm.
as like as far as it goes for like this one specific issue, eh puta right nila yan eh. So
Mm-mm.
go lang.
Ah.
Pero yung pinaka-concern ko lang when it comes to these things, tends to create that kind of effect where it puts the people who are actually involved on the pedestal without even giving them the fair chance to be heard first. Yun yung
Mm.
Mm.
masasabi ko.
Exactly. Ang ganda. Hindi,
Yeah.
promise.
Mm,
Seryoso, I appreciate that. And
mm,
that's a very good perspective kasi
mm,
you're studying law. That's
yeah.
something that's something that you need to know talaga kung anong rights ng tao, 'di ba?
Mm,
Especially you would need to know what the rights are. And sometimes rights are exploited. Sometimes rights are not just exploited, sometimes naman din na nasusuppress yung rights ng tao. And it's fine, at least in my perspective, correct me or feel free to to interrupt me
mm,
kung kontra kayo. Sometimes
Mm.
these rights, it's hard to find the right balance
mm,
between getting or parang ano ba ang tamang term kasi, exercising your rights or
Mm.
mm,
exploiting your rights, 'di ba? It's
Mm.
mm,
hard to find that balance eh.
mm,
How far would you go or are you going far na talaga,
mm,
'di
Mm.
ba?
It boils down to someone else's intent or
The
yeah,
intent.
purpose,
that's
'di
actually
Ang
ba?
ganda
true.
na.
That's actually true.
Mm.
Ang ganda nun
Yeah.
It boils down to the intent. That's actually something that most of us, at least
Mm,
sana sa ating mga viewers and people who are gonna watch this, quote us on this. Be clear on your intent. At least, ako,
Mm.
just quote me on this. Be clear on your intent. Ano bang gusto mong ma-achieve dun sa post mo? If ever you want
Mm.
to take down the
mm,
government, by all means, go ahead.
mm,
Um,
Mm.
diba? So at least be clear with your intent. At least we know the meaning, the context behind what you posted, diba?
mm.
Yan, ang saya lang. Teka, batiin lang natin si Junico Espino, nakakagising lang. Good morning sa'yo, sir. Or good evening. Actually, it's already, well, good morning na, 12:37 AM na sa kanila sa Japan. Yan.
Mm.
Yeah. So yan. Thank you so much. Oy, sabi ni Maki Maglonzo, opinions are cool. You get to know different perspective.
Mm.
It's entertaining. On some points, you just laugh. On some points, you just laugh.
Mm.
Actually, no. But do you think that it's degrading when you laugh at other people's opinions?
It
What do you
is.
think?
It's supposed
It
to
is.
It is.
be,
It is.
It's
sometimes
Kasi,
sometimes
yeah,
you mock
kung sa
people,
opinion
right?
nila yan eh, it's also
Di ba?
respected, to be honest. Yeah.
I mean, people have the right to call you stupid for
Mm,
being stupid,
yeah.
right?
I think that's somewhere where I would draw the line. Like personally, no
Yan, sige nga.
matter how absurd someone's opinion is, puto opinion nila yan eh. So if that's what you think, look,
True.
that has nothing to do with me. But I'm not gonna call you stupid for having your opinion. Kasi yun nga,
Mm.
opinion mo yan. So I'll respect
Mm.
that as long as they respect mine. Pero if it's gonna go down to trash talk, putang ina, bobo ka eh. Pero
Gosh, gosh.
joke aside,
Bobo.
pag opinion lang, look, you're entitled to that. That has nothing to do with me. Like, I
Mm.
wouldn't go as far to call him stupid. Unless they're talking
Mm.
like just
And,
straight up stupid bullshit, man.
Okay, all
Like,
right.
yung tipong mali that sinasabi nila, ganun.
mm.
Mm,
Okay, so talking about that, so mali ang sinasabi because opinion nila 'yon.
mm,
Mm.
Actually, I don't wanna drive. I want to put my point mamaya na eh. Pero what if a person would speak this, ito ganito ganyan eh. Kunwari ako yung greatest eh. Ako yung
mm,
pinakamagaling dito eh.
mm,
Pero opinion niya 'yon, 'di ba? I mean opinion niya.
mm,
Ako yung
mm,
pinakamagaling. And then pinagkakalat.
Mm.
Then sa bawat taong makakasalubong niya, I'm the best at this business. Ganun siya.
mm,
Uh, so that's an opinion, and then that's repeatedly mentioned in every
mm,
conversation, in every
Mm.
end of any conversation, nagkakaroon ng
mm,
avenue para i-promote yung sarili. Um, ang hirap lang din eh. I don't wanna drive this. I am driving a
mm,
point na it's dangerous, 'di ba? I mean, I'm not
mm,
sure if you will agree. Very dangerous
Mm.
if you would point or if you would phrase an opinion as if it were a
mm,
fact,
mm,
'di ba?
Wait,
So,
I'm just gonna cut along.
sige nga,
Is
go
there
ahead.
mm,
Oh,
is the repeated information the truth?
mm,
Yun yun eh. Kapag
That's
pinaulit-ulit mo ba yung
subject.
isang bagay,
Mm,
magiging totoo ba siya? I
mm,
mean,
that's a good question
like
actually.
it depends on the case.
Okay.
Like,
Mm-mm.
pwede niya sabihing magaling siya. Okay,
Mm-mm.
maybe.
Mm-mm.
Who knows? It's debatable, di
Mm-mm.
ba?
Yeah.
Depending on the people you ask.
Mhm.
So, yun lang.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So kung
I
gano'n, go
mm,
ahead, sige Raf. Sorry.
yeah. But I think, or at least as far as this issue goes, when you say like, if someone were to say, "I'm the best," diba? I
Mhm.
think
Mm,
when it comes like when you're saying I'm the best, that already cuts it off from being an opinion and being a statement, no? Like might be true,
Mhm.
mm,
might be false. I say, or at least for me, like if it's an opinion, that's just a your own personal disposition on the matter,
Mhm.
right? It's like different to say I'm the best than
Ah,
to say I think I'm the best, right? Like if you say I
alright.
think I'm the best, eh puta okay lang yan.
mm.
Like spread that all you want because like he thinks he's the best.
Spread the
Ulo
gospel.
yan eh. But if you're gonna say he's the best, like puta magaling yan eh. Di ba?
Mhm.
So you got my point.
Yeah.
Like there's a fine line to
Yeah, yeah.
draw. There's not even a fine line. There's an actual line to draw there between it becoming an opinion or a
Uh-huh.
statement or something.
Mhm,
Ganda
So,
actually. Uh, Before we go to what I'm
yeah.
gonna comment about
Mm,
that, babalikan lang natin yung topic natin about trial by publicity. Actually, I have something to share about that that's
mhm.
related to the comment of
Sure.
Denise. Agreed with the idea against trial by publicity, but damn, the statements released by the PNP and other are also triggered by a lot of
Mhm.
people. Ang
that's
ganda
true.
eh. Ang totoo kasi I mean, ang hirap talaga pero it happens eh. That's really what's going
Mhm,
on eh. I'm gonna point something out. Sinabi ko kasi kay Boombuhay, which is a friend of mine, a very
mm.
polarizing ang posts. Trial by publicity is just as bad as victim blaming.
Victim blaming. Yeah.
Somewhat, no? Now, this one is an opinion,
Mm-mm.
right? But it's phrased
But,
as a, right? Diba?
mhm,
It
It's
is
phrased as
true.
if it
mhm,
is
mm.
as a fact. But sometimes we don't question them.
Mm-mm.
Diba?
Because it's somewhat true. I mean,
Kasi
just
somewhat
take a look
true.
at Tulfo, di ba?
Mm-mm.
Okay, go
Di ba?
ahead.
The whole
That's
thing about face-to-face, yung katulad kay
Uh-huh.
Ami. I
Uh-huh.
mean,
mm-mm.
we tend to uh, to make the people na parang yung kine-question doon, parang
Mhm.
nireklamo as the bad person or the villain. And it is hard for people, yung audience, to
Mhm.
understand na there are things kung bakit nag-escalate to that point,
Mhm.
'di ba? Kasi
Mm-mm.
imposible na magkaroon lang ng one side
Mhm.
Mhm.
na ano, kasi maraming pagdadaanan yan eh, bago siya ma-escalate to the highest level,
Mm.
bago siya maging
Yeah.
kaso, bago siya
Mm.
mag-explode to
Okay,
a
mamaya tayo sa
very
kaso
verbal.
with
Oo,
rap.
mga ganon, kumbaga.
Ah,
Let's just say it like that. Kasi we live by entertainment. We live by
mhm.
drama.
Mm-mm.
That's
Uy,
how
okay.
we are in Philippines. Para sa
Mm-mm.
atin parang masayang makita
Mm-mm.
ang mga tao nag-aaway.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
'Di
Actually,
ba?
totoo, totoo. We love
Mm.
drama in our
Mm.
Yeah.
lives or in other people's lives. Go ahead, Rap. Sige.
Yeah. My take on this, like yung or at least yung sa trial publicity. Yeah, agree ako dun kay kay Ace. Yung sa, especially sa kay Rafi Tulfo. There's actually a joke between law students and lawyers.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
there's the levels of court, right? So first we have the municipal trial court, and then
Mhm.
there's also the court of appeals. There's the Supreme Court, and then
Hmm.
Mm.
um, just to quote a professor, no, actually, no, like I'll retract it. Not even a professor. Like
Sige.
just basta I'm gonna quote someone. I'm not gonna say the name, of course. Pero, don't
Play
forget,
safe. Sige, go ahead.
Touch move, pre.
don't forget, ito yung
Name drop
pinaka-pokpok
na.
na court sa Pilipinas. Yung
Okay.
Rafi Tulfo Court. Nalimutan,
Ah,
that's like, even before trying the actual facts, that's where everything gets decided. I mean,
Mm.
as
yeah, yeah.
entertaining as it is, and as much as it does keep people informed of what's happening, no matter how isolated the issue is, I think it's ultimately unhealthy. Like what we said before, it's like different.
Mhm.
Public trial is different from trial
Mhm.
by publicity. It's like even though it's just on that show, it creates basically the same
Ah,
effect. That's what I think. That's what I think. It's
ang saya lang din eh,
unhealthy.
'no, na well, and at the same time for me, I feel that, malungkot din siya at the same time because, yun na yung mas may tiwala tayo kay Raffy Tulfo than our,
Mm-hmm.
judiciary system or at
Kasi
least,
mas mabilis.
police and
Yung efficiency nun,
Mm-hmm.
'di ba, mabilis.
Yeah,
efficiency, yan. So 'pag
konting
naging,
tao.
actually totoo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one call away.
So, Raf, 'pag
Mm-hmm.
pagkapasa mo
Mm-hmm.
ng bar,
Mm-hmm.
please lang be the change, ha?
Mhm.
Of course.
Amazing.
Sana man
Mm-hmm.
lang. Okay, um, mamaya ko papakita 'tong photo na 'to, but then basahin natin yung mga comments. Ang ganda lang, promise. Sabi ni Maki, magandang pag-usapan 'yan, ang opinion while drinking. Happy weekend, guys. Cheers. Thank you so much. And sabi nga niya, "I like you na, Jojo. Eyeball tayo." Um, if you don't know,
Sure.
eyeball pala is kita-kita.
Oh
So,
my
alam ko
God.
mas bata
Yes.
pa kayo
I know.
sa'min. Uy, Zane
Grabe
Valetes
ka!
watching. Ang layo
Grabe
ng edad
sabihin mo.
natin. Isang dekada, 'di ba? Anyway,
Oy,
Dane is
hindi ko alam yan,
watching.
Ikaw yung sabi niyan. Hindi ko alam yan.
One of my best friends, and thank you so much for watching. Yan, the person in reality lacks the thing that he's promoting while it happens. So if it's over promotion, sometimes it
Mm-mm.
could be, diba? It could be something that you're lacking. Eto ang ganda ng Pinoy ni Juni Crespino, and that's something that I'll show in a few. Mars, alam mo ba? When you hear that statement, right? Um, 'Di ba? Mars,
It
alam mo
leaves you
ba?
hanging.
Well, yun nga, pero
May cliffhanger agad, di ba?
Excited ako dun eh.
Oo
exactly.
nga.
'Di ba? 'Di ba yung delivery pa lang din, and
Mm-hmm.
yun nga, teka, open image in a new window. Teka, ayan. Eto na siya. Okay. I'll try to, see this para mas may context tayo. Zoom in ko ng konti. Yan. So, Mars, alam mo ba? Ang ganda na nandito mo maririnig talaga 'yon. But here's the thing, it it sometimes is delivered as if it were, real news, 'di ba?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Alam
Yeah.
mo ba buntis daw yung anak ni ano, yung
The power of casual conversation.
sabi nga din ni Dane, sabi niya, "Oh my God, si ano, ano yan, eh." 'Di ba? 'Di ba yung an opinion would topple an opinion and magiging layers na siya hanggang mabubuo na yung storya, 'di ba? And admit it, we live with it, pagiging usisera at usisera. And nakita 'yun sa inyo ngayon, 'di ba? Sabi ko lang na Mars ano, "Uy Mars, alam mo ba, kayong dalawa mismo may na-evoke na." 'Di ba? Na parang na-curious na kayo agad. And that's just something na probably we're wired na
Mm-hmm.
curious lang din tayo, 'di ba? But
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing though. Yeah, what do we do with these things? How do we deal with these? What do you think? Mga mosang.
I think
Yeah, go ahead,
like
Raf.
on the
So
small
rough.
level, I mean, if it's like in that kind of setting, yung March, alam mo ba, uy pare, did you hear yung mga ganon? And kasi
Ah,
99% of the time, next apat na 99. Uh, um, you don't have a reason to to not believe them because wala tropa mo yung kausap mo eh. Tropa yung kausap mo eh. So
actually,
you'd really
no?
Mm.
believe it's true. So there's that factor. Like kahit ako, I'm guilty of that. Like a friend would
Mm.
tell me something which turns out to be complete bullshit, but like since it came from a friend, I believe him. I'm like, uy, puta angas ng pare. Like there's this one time, that's not related to the topic, pero ano, and as long as it goes on the smaller setting, like I don't
Mm.
think anyone would, so I don't can't really think of any real solution to that. I mean, why would you not trust your friend, diba?
Okay,
Unless you're paranoid or something. But as far as it goes for the bigger picture, like
uh
sasabihin niya, Mars, si Trump nanalo ulit. Eh puta, si Biden yung nanalo, di ba? So, it's like,
okay,
as far as it goes for the bigger picture,
Mm-mm.
same solution is like as like you would on social media. It's like easy to do a simple background check, like especially right now that everyone has access to the world's information
Mm.
on
Yeah.
in their hands, right? It's
Yeah.
easy to like open Google in like 2 seconds, you know if what they're saying is true or not. You know?
Okay. So at least man lang yung easy fact checks, you
Mm-hmm.
would really just do a fact check if it's questionable
Mm-hmm.
depending on your own judgment, no? Kasi like yung wait, you've heard otherwise, 'di ba? That's what you would do. Tama
Mm-hmm.
ba, Raf?
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Okay. Okay. How about you, Joyce? Or do you deal with these things?
If it's, if it's casual conversation, depending on the level of friendship,
Mhm.
'di ba? Yung information, kunyari, maririnig mo lang yun sa acquaintance mo. I mean,
Mhm.
acquaintance mo lang siya. So,
Mhm.
probably, it could be a passing thought. Pwede mo siyang i-entertain on your mind. But it wouldn't linger as much as someone that you trust. Yung mga ganun,
Mm.
di ba? Parang,
Okay.
yung parang accountability ng isang tao. Kasi
Mm-hmm.
pwede mo
Okay.
siyang i-confront eh. Once that person
Mm-hmm.
gives you a different information from what you heard,
Mm-hmm.
from what you know.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Mas madali siyang, kumbaga, madali mong i-verify
Okay.
agad-agad. Mm. So, yun.
Okay. Ang ganda, ang ganda, ang ganda. Actually, may nabasa lang din ng mga comments about this. First, dito, I'll shout out to Jordan Sabado, isa sa mga close friends natin yan sa Philippine Toy Photography Club. Thank you for watching, sir. Yan ang sinaunang wireless transfer ng Filipino pagdating sa news. Ang galing, no? Ang bilis. Ang bilis ng balita pagdating sa kanila. And, all right, Dane said that, no, we don't deal with it. It's like saying quitting coffee in the morning. Ain't happening,
True.
girl. Uh-huh. May feelings pa eh. Hindi kasi narinig ko sa kanya in her in his voice talaga to. Uh-huh. May pa head nod pa to, I'm sure. Ayan. Uy, thank you so much, Cheska, for watching. Uy, na-miss daw niya i-type.
Ayun. Hello.
Hello, Cheska. Thank you so much for watching. Mars, alam mo ba, yung anak ni Marites, buntis na naman. Iba
Okay,
ama.
tama.
May 200 ka ba
Ayun.
dyan? And that's something common, di ba? And sometimes
Mm.
ina-accept na lang din natin na ganito talaga ang mga tao, and ganito yung Filipinos, di ba? And hindi sometimes we don't fact check because it could be true, it may not be, pero we're just curious to know what their opinions could be.
Mm.
Diba? Yun na nga lang din. Raf, in your
Yes.
perspective,
Mm-hmm.
from a law student perspective, could
Yeah.
it be libel?
Mm, that's actually well, that caught me a bit
Or
off guard. I haven't
defamation?
reviewed criminal.
Ah,
Yeah,
ah.
that, I haven't reviewed criminal law, and quite frankly,
Sige
libel is
lang,
not
that's
one of
fine.
my
Pero,
words, bro. As
go ahead.
far as libel goes,
Or defamation
um,
ba? Tama ba? I don't know really, but
defamation no, because like when you say libel,
mm,
ay yung unang
Narrated, right?
pinaka-simple element of libel, yeah, libel it's written. If it's oral, then that's
Mm.
slander, right?
ayun nga
Maybe
pala,
it
Mm.
might be
slander
like
pala.
Ayun.
slander, right? Yeah, and slander kapag oral. So ayan, yung pinaka
Slander
basic
pala siya, no? Ah,
element between libel slander, it libel is written, so cross out na
ah,
yan. Hindi na
cross
pwede
out na yan.
libel.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
pwedeng slander to.
Yeah. Pwede slander. Light might be grave. There's different kinds of slander, like my slander by deed. That's like when you slap someone in the face in front of like 100 people or something. But
Oh.
as far as slander goes, and correct me if I'm wrong, because like I haven't reviewed criminal law in a while.
Yeah, go ahead
Yung
lang.
government, or at least yung one issue you have to determine when in slander, you have to determine if yung intent was to anong term for that. If the intent was to cause misfame, it's not misfame, pero
Mhm.
to defame
Defame, yeah,
with
yeah.
intent to
Kaya
defame
nga sabi ko
or
defamation kanina.
defamation. Yeah, yung intent to defame. So if like you're giving false information, if you did not know
Ah,
it to be false, there's no more
okay.
intent to defame. Cross out na yan. Hindi na pwede slander, di ba? But then
Aha.
again, I'm not sure. It's been a while. I'm because like I remember someone
Mhm.
saying that it's not the intent that's yeah you have to look into, but more over the um ultimate effect, right? The ultimate
Ah,
effect of it. That I heard that.
sige, sige
Um,
lang, oo.
I heard that, but like again, it's been a while since I've reviewed my criminal law, so you might want to take
Sige lang,
that with
okey
a
lang.
grain of
We'll quote yung
yeah, yeah,
pagpapasa mo ng bar,
yeah,
sige, dun na lang.
yeah, yeah. Ayun, yun yung
Alright,
tingin ko. Like, it depends.
okay.
If my
So the
intent to
oo,
defame, then pwede siya slander. If wala,
uh-huh.
like, let's say, ay, akala ko totoo eh. I didn't know. Then, I don't think that could be slander anymore.
I see. Ang ganda nun, ah. Okay. Ang magandang babalikan. Let's put a pin on that
Mhm.
slander versus what you call this. Yun nga
Mhm.
because of the intent and kung ano man. Basahin lang natin yung mga comments mabilisan, ah. Uy, si Romel Aguilar Buhay actually will go to or we've been seeing his posts kanina pa, yung mga binabasa natin. He's the one who posted that. Nagpaalam ako sa kanya. So, thank you so much for watching. Wag nating kalimutan si ever famous Aling Baby. Si Aling Baby na nagsabi ng balita. Uy, kanina mo narinig yan kay Aling Baby. Anyway, mga rich kid kasi kayo kaya hindi nyo alam yon. Just kidding.
Grabe.
Joke lang. Oh.
Grabe. Seraph
Shout
lang
out
po yun, di po ako.
Seraph yun. Kita naman eh. But shout out naman para sa numero unong chismosa namin, yours truly. Actually, this best friend of mine, si Leng, actually napaka-chismosa din ito. Seryoso. Kami kasi, pagdating sa ganyan, dapat gawin silang contact tracers, CCTV, chismosang contact tracers and verifiers. And sometimes, di ba, it is helpful because they have eyes at the back of their heads. Sino sa kanila? Yan. Thank you so much for watching. Lay all the way from Davao. Oy, si Denise, sabi niya, libel. Sorry po. Hindi po ako law
Mhm.
student, so forgive me um, for this. It's slander. Or fun
That's
fact,
slander.
by putting the fact, ayun, fun fact, by putting the fun fact in the beginning of a statement, now I have your attention. Like, share and subscribe. Sinong na
Mhm.
biktima ng copy and paste? Here's one more thing, di ba? Fun fact. But just by saying that, sometimes we believe that it's a fact, di ba?
Mhm.
Most times.
Yeah,
Most
Yeah.
a
times.
lot of the
Ah,
times, like
al
in absence of anything that would put you on guard that might be false, right?
Mhm.
yeah. That is actually sad, no? Kasi parang just by we call it in NL. Well, I'm still studying NLP, but neuro linguistic programmers call this as positioning statement. So at least man lang in an open, if I'm not mistaken, tama nga, no? Positioning statement yon. So they can position the context of what they're gonna say. And it could be also a qualifying statement para mag-qualify sa utak mo, facto. Ganun. Shit, nilaglag. Yeah, nilaglag ko si Leng na one of the chismosang friends that I have. All right, let's go back to the post or the page. Sometimes we have pages like these
Mhm.
na sobrang very provocative or not sobra, but provocative in nature, diba?
Mhm.
That sometimes it has a strong opinion about things. And having said that, this is one of them, right? Now, sa I'm not sure exactly what the intent is, but having going back to what you
Mhm.
mentioned, Raf, about the intent versus the effect, di ba?
Yeah,
Di natin malalaman ang intent at this point, as early as now, di
yeah.
ba? Or actually,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
and di natin alam ang intent behind this post. But what do you think could be the
Mhm.
gravity of this? Duterte fanatics. Just by
Mhm.
looking at the phrase
Mhm.
Duterte
Mhm.
fanatics,
Mhm.
would you think that this would be a
Libel or
criminal?
slander.
Well, yeah, or this could go to a lean to a criminal case.
Yeah, this is the thing. As far as I remember, this one I know is probably correct now. When it comes to
Okay.
libel, right?
Ah,
The for there to really be libel, the person it's directed against must be specifically identifiable. So it's either you're going to give a very specific description of the person. You might say you might refer to them
Mm,
generally, like the person who lives in house blah 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 is a the territory or something like that. No,
mm. Okay.
or you might say like the family of blah 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 are a bunch of no gooders or something like that. So as far as this case in specific, there is no libel because it just says
Ah,
Duterte fanatics, very general
okay.
statement. Walang
Mm.
specific person, no. Walang specific
Okay.
person. So there can be no libel. Pero ano,
All right.
just to go back, I actually
Yeah.
got curious. I did a quick Google search yung sinabi natin kanina about, ayun, tama si Denise. Hi, baby. Um,
Very supportive,
tama
ah.
ba?
Thank you so much,
Libel.
Dane.
Walang victim. So, going back
Mm,
to the slander, like the thing you said earlier,
mm.
one of the elements pala is that it was done maliciously. So, going back to like, just to go back, because since I know the answer,
Yeah, sure, sure.
yung sa
Sige, sige.
yung ganon. As long as it wasn't, then it's not slander. So, yun yung determining factor in that case, no, kung malicious or hindi. Or yeah, back to this one, walang libel. Or at least in my
Okay.
opinion, walang.
All right. How about all men? Sabi niya ganyan. Instead of Duterte fanatics. Sinabi niya all men.
Mm.
Wala pa ring libel. Sasabihin mo all
Mm.
men. Like, even if
Mm.
you generalize, as long as you're not pointing to one specific person or one specific group of persons who
Ah.
might be identifiable,
Mm.
Who may be
then there cannot be libel. There cannot be libel.
ang
Like I can
ganda.
call, like,
Mm.
just this may or may not be my personal opinion. Sasabihin ko, yung mga Duterte supporters must have an IQ under 10. Like, kahit sasabihin ko yun, even, like, it might be offensive, it probably is, that cannot be libel kasi sabi ko lang Duterte supporters, wala akong pinointan na specific person.
Exactly,
True.
'di ba?
Mm. Exactly.
Eh, di naman ikaw yun eh. Parang pwede ka pa may sub-criteria aside from the Duterte supporters, 'di ba?
Exactly, diba?
Okay. Ang ganda. Promise na educate kami dito. Thank you so
Mm.
much, Raf, for
Thank
sharing
you.
your insights dito. Kasi lalo ito, si Joyce, alam ko, strong opinions din nito eh. At least written most of the time kasi hindi naman kami gano'n nagkakausap. But
Mm.
yeah, written. So, in that case, libel na talaga, no? These things, how about these things? Memes that could this result to a
Mhm,
criminal case?
mhm,
No, because memes are publicity.
mhm,
I mean, for my opinion,
Okay.
bad publicity or good publicity,
mhm,
memes are good advertising material. So why would they
mhm,
want to, to file a
mhm,
case?
mhm,
I don't
Diba?
know, if ever, 'di ba? Ganito na lang, kung ikaw, Joyce, ginawa ng ganito.
Mm.
Alright.
Depende. Kung matutuwa ako, sige, why not? But if
Ayun nga.
it
Ah,
gives, dishonors my
mhm,
reputation in some way, it
mhm,
distorts my image,
mhm,
pwede. Diba? Why
okey.
not?
Magfa-file ka ng case, alright?
mhm.
No.
So what's your take naman, Raf, when it comes to having or winning a case against a person who
Mhm.
posted this?
Um, to be honest, like, at least on my personal discretion, I don't think
Go
you
ahead
could
lang,
win a
sige.
case. Like, kasi unang-una, like, it appears to be someone in power, no? I'm not gonna
Okey.
say who. Baka mamaya sasabihin niya, slander ako eh. It
Alright.
appears to be someone in power. We all know who, but I'm not gonna say who. But the thing is, like, if we're gonna say this libel is slander, and it pertains to a certain public official, the requirement of publicity when it comes to
Mm,
libel, when it comes to public officials, it's different in comparison to um, private persons now.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
In I think it's Article 354 of the Revised Penal Code. Um, is it there's like a requirement that fair and true report without any comments or remarks or something like that.
mm.
Um, I forgot exactly what it says. Like, let's
Okey,
pretend
sige,
I'm not
that's fine.
reading it off of the screen right now. No.
Okey lang yan, that's fine. But at least man lang,
Listen,
you have the general idea kasi kaya
yeah,
we ask you, eh. Go ahead.
but like yung requirement when it comes to public officials, it's a bit different when it comes to private persons.
Mhm.
But as far as this one goes, I don't think there's any libel naman. I don't think so.
Okay.
And then yun nga, yung sabi niya, no, publication of
Like,
illegal news.
Obligation of illegal meme. So this one, de, joke to, no? I would believe it kasi kayo nagsabi. Eh. Ito na yung ano eh, di ba? Ito na yung paniniwalaan mo pa
Mm,
kung opinion or hindi. Pero this one is a joke, right? Na
yeah,
publication of illegal meme. Wala pa nun, no? Wala pa naman. Kasi
wala
may
pa.
cybercrime
Of
na
course,
eh.
wala. Yeah,
mhm.
May
True.
cybercrime na
may,
as early as 2005, 2003.
yes.
Back when I was in college, yon. Um, meron na, may cybercrime na. And back then, DSL pa lang ang internet natin. And so, imagine the abundance of the information is not as much as we have today. But what I'm saying is, maaga na de-develop to mga to minsan, di ba? It could be
Mm,
as advanced na hindi kahit nahilaw, gagawa na ng law sometimes, right? Kaya ako verify,
mm.
kaya ako lang verify kung totoo nga legit na meron ito. Pero this is a joke, right? Tama? Tama no, ano? Joke no, no?
This one, I
I don't
don't
know.
think it's too much. Hi, baby. Shout out to girlfriend ko, si
Oo nga.
Denise.
Hi,
Hi.
Denise.
Noon.
Thank you so much, Denise, sa pagsuporta sa iyong boyfriend. Yun,
She's
actually,
she's a law student too. She has
nice.
strong opinions on this as well.
Good, good.
Mm,
And we'll talk about sana sa isa
mm,
sa ating mga
mm,
magiging sessions din, makausap din natin si
mm.
Denise when it comes to these things.
Mhm.
Gusto ko lang mapasaya si Raf. But di mo pa ba napapasaya si Raf just by existing?
Ayun, oh.
Happy ako sa'yo, baby. Ano sinasabi mo
Yee!
dyan? Yee! Love you.
Yee! Nax. RA
RA 15
9
for 20.
for 20. Okay. I mean, the number.
Lord.
Nice.
Okay.
Yun yung
Lord.
pinaka-nice na RA.
69 for 20, no? Walhay. Ano yun. Anyway,
Mm-mm.
ayun lang. Here's just to wrap things up. I know it's gonna be a
Yeah,
very very long
yeah.
conversation about opinions and fake news.
Mm,
We all know that. Well,
mm,
it's dangerous to have strong opinions. But how do
mm,
Mhm.
you, just as a final thought, siguro, how do we balance opinions and fact check? I mean, how when do we fact check? When do we just treat it as an opinion, or when do we even blurt out our opinions, perhaps? Yeah.
mhm,
Mhm.
Sino mauna dito?
Sige
mm.
ako na lang.
Eh, online
Oh,
rock,
go ahead.
paper, scissors.
Sige, guys na lang. Ladies first na muna tayo.
Um,
Ano, you have to check your bias first. You have to know and acknowledge where you draw the line. You have to know what information you want to feed to the people that you would like to share it to. Because influence starts with you. Influence starts with the media. Influence starts with everyone around us. So you have to be very careful to what kind or how authentic yung information na sinasabi mo.
mm,
Kung casual man yon or serious or formal, whatever. You have to know kung gaano siya katotoo. You have to
mm,
always ask yourself if this is the truth or how substantial it is. Kung paano siya makakatulong sa ibang tao. So, yun lang yun eh. Bakit ka magsasabi ng fake news or for some reason? Kasi pwede yun ma-misinterpret ng tao eh. So, you have to carefully um, know, acknowledge where kung ano yung biases mo. Yun lang talaga. You have to be very careful to your intent kung bakit mo sinasabi yun. So, ayun.
Nice. Thank you so much. How about you, Raf? Any final thoughts on fake news opinions? How do we handle
mm.
them? How do we say them? And everything in between.
As far as unahin natin yung fake news, no? Kasi that's very, very important. Um, Before you share any articles, like even if it's just like even if it is like from like someone you think is credible, like if they share something like personal lang, Like, do your diligence to do a very, very basic fact check. Whoever posts it, kahit trust mo yung tao, do a basic background check. Kasi when you share that, you're not just sharing it to your friends, you're basically sharing it to the whole world. So if you spread misinformation, that's gonna have a bad effect on everyone. So, and just for the fake news, just do your a very, very, very basic diligence. Exercise basic diligence before you hit the share button. And when it comes to opinions, and keep it to opinions. Like, keep it to your own fair thoughts and dispositions on the matter. Now, don't impute any vice or defects on someone. Like, don't say something like, I think this guy is stupid for saying this. You can say, I don't agree with this opinion because I think blah 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 blah. So in giving your opinion, just be respectful and don't impute any defects to anybody. Keep it to be an opinion. Keep it respectful. And make people know it's an opinion, otherwise they might take it as news as isi-share nila yan. So yun lang
Mhm.
naman, just do your a basic diligence check and keep opinions as opinions.
Mhm. In
Nice. Ang
other
ganda.
words, don't be a basic
Mm.
bitch.
don't don't be a basic don't be
Don't
a
be a
basic
fake
blonde hair the Starbucks
female dog.
drinking basic. Yeah, joke lang.
But yeah, ang sarap ng
Mm-mm.
kwentuhan, and thank you so
Mm-mm.
much for sharing your insights. And I agree, right?
Mm-mm.
It all boils down
Mm-mm.
if I got something from our conversation, keywords, respect,
Mhm.
um, intent, diba?
Mhm.
And what do you call this? The effect.
Mm-mm.
So if you mix all of these three, at least from what I got from talking to you guys, is yun nga, have respect in everything that you do. Then just check your intent if it's pure or not. What's the intention of your statement,
Mhm.
of your opinion, of sharing facts? Are you sharing these facts for you to help? If that's
Mhm.
the case, then probably you're gonna do your due diligence, right? Because you
Mhm.
care enough for to share these facts, di ba? Wag yung gamitin natin. I mean, TikTok is a good platform, right? Meaning for entertainment and such, because there are helpful things then on TikTok. But then that's where what you guys mentioned about due diligence, right? And checking the facts that you gather. Abundant information is very abundant, so we just have to filter them, right? Ayun. So, anyway, thank you so much. Again, to our watchers, maraming salamat sa panonood. Thank you everyone. And lastly, again, to announce that Virtual Night Out is gonna go live every month. Na lang siya. But then we're gonna go schedule our sessions ng well, pwedeng live, pwedeng hindi. But we're gonna keep you posted on the page. Yan. But we're gonna limit our live sessions na lang din to accommodate for other shows. Especially,
Mhm.
shout out to my PTPC fam, Geek Clicks, yan. Every Sunday yan. Ayun. So thank you so much from Raf and thank you Raf, thank you Jojo. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for sharing your night with us. Again, this is Chris Lina, and thank you for joining Virtual Night Out. See you next time.
Bye.
Good
Bye.
evening.
See you guys.
Good
Thank you
night.
for having